What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be doing a quick video. I'm just going to be making up some Christmas sweatshirts and a hoodie. So I got my transfers from Ninja Transfers, full color transfers. I usually go with them because anything that I have full color, if you try to get things screen printed, like screen print transfers, you're going to get charged. Some of them just have a minimum of how many inks they'll use, things like that. So I always go with DTF transfers when I'm doing full color transfers with a lot of detail. The shirts I got from Jiffy Shirts. I'll leave all the links to this stuff for you guys in the description. These are Hanes 50/50 blend. See if I can hold that up there for you guys. Hopefully it focuses in for you. So I got a hoodie, red hoodie for the one, and I just got a crew neck for the other one. Now I got a gang sheet from Ninja Transfers, and there's I got one over here for a customer that ordered a shirt off of me, but these are for personal use. I'm not selling these. Let me hold these up for you. You can see the detail in these, the color, everything. I got these designs off Etsy, and I didn't have to do anything to them. I literally just put them in Adobe Illustrator, made up my gang sheet, sent them off. They were already ready. So if you do order like designs off Etsy and places like that, make sure that they're already, like, they're not pixelated or anything like that. They'll leave it in the description of what it is, if it's vectored, if it's all stuff like that. And just make sure you get good prints. I didn't have to do nothing. Just toss them in Adobe Illustrator and send them off. Here's that other one. Just some holiday shirts that I'm gonna make up. And I figured I'd put the camera on and show you guys me pressing up these shirts. I'm going to get these transfers cut out, and then I'm going to get the heat press going. I have the heat press for 314 for 13 seconds. That's what Ninja Transfers calls for. I have it over here, actually. They'll send you an instructions with your order. So if you have different heat presses, I always say this in past videos, every heat press is different. I have an Amazon heat press, and I have a Heat Press Nation heat press. That one is a good heat press, but it's just like finicky with the heat settings. I always had to like work it out. This one's pretty good with it, but still, no matter what you're doing, the type of fabric you're doing it on, what type of transfer, everybody's settings are going to be different. There is no specific setting that, in my opinion, if you're pressing shirts, everybody's going to have different heat presses. So it's kind of trial and error. That's how I started off. So I know down to a T how that heat press works. I know down to a T how that heat press works with different types of transfers and material. So I'm going to get the camera set up so you guys can watch me press up these shirts. Alright, guys. Hopefully you guys can get a good view of this. I'm just going to do my crew neck first. So I line it up, pull evenly down in the armpits just to make sure everything lines up. I'm going to get my lint roller. I already set my press, so when I do my pre-press, I'm going to see what it feels like to me, how it comes out. I'm also going to check my temp gun here. This press is normally on point, but just in case. Alright, look like we're good on that. So I lint rolled that. This one's going to be this funny one first. Like, look at the details in that. The color is everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it over on itself so I can find the center point. And then I pinch it up here at the top. And to get this set up here, I'm going to go about 3 to 4 fingers down and pre-press it first. Now with these red shirts, it'll leave a mark in the fabric. It's not scorching it. See how I left a darker square? That'll go away once it cools down, because a lot of people ask me, did I scorch it? It's not scorching it. Once it cools off, the fabric will all go back to the original color. So let me get this print. I'm going to line this up. I'm going to get my measuring tape. I'm going about 4 fingers down on this one. And I'm going to throw a cover sheet over this too. They recommend parchment paper, but you could use a cover sheet, Teflon sheet also. I just want to make sure my measurements are good on this. Even though I still pinched it, I'm still just OCD about everything. Yeah, we're right in the center. I get my cover sheet. I already have the Teflon up here. I still, with these DTF, I just throw another one down just to make sure we're good. And then you could do hot peel or cold peel with these. I choose to do cold peel with these. And then I run it through another press just to take, it has like a shine to it. And I run it through the press again to get the matte look on it. So I'm going to let that cool down, and then I'm going to peel it off. Alright guys, that's cooled down, so I'm going to give it a peel. I'm going to peel it up a little bit just to see what you came, and then you're just going to go fast. Just like that. Nothing left on the transfer. Let me get my Teflon sheet again. Put it over it. I'm going to send it through. So basically right now it just has like a shine through it. It's not like a matte. And then once I do this second press on it, it's going to embed it into the shirt. I'm going to tighten this up a little bit. Same thing. Send it through for another run. And I use the Teflon sheet. I like this Teflon sheet because it gives it like the look of the t-shirts and the fabric. I'll hold these up for you guys at the end. Peel that off fast. And then we're going to let this cool down. I'll get this hoodie going. See how the fabric's dark there? Once that cools down, that'll go away. Alright guys, so same thing with the hoodie. Throw this over, get your drawstrings and everything out of the way, get your hood out of the way, the seams. And you want to make sure that the pockets over the edge here, when you get down with smaller hoodies, it's hard. Sometimes I'll use a Teflon pillow to puff it up. Just going to make sure it's all straight on here. Keep my pocket out of the way. These are big designs, so do all over the entire front of the hoodie. And I checked it for this. I don't have to change my pressure for this because it's the same as the crew neck. Same thing, I'm going to give it a pre-press. These designs, I believe, are, the first one I did, I believe is, I want to say 9.5 to 10 by 11, and this one I'm doing, I believe it's 11 by 11. But I had to do it a little bit smaller so I could miss the pocket on the hoodie. Just gonna get everything lined up here. Same thing with this, I'm going 3 to 4 fingers down. Alright guys, we're all lined up on that one. That one was a little weird, just the way it is. Same thing, throw my Teflon sheet over it. See how I got my pocket down the bottom here? The seam's not in there. And these are the Teflon pillows I'm talking about. I'll leave them in the description that you puff up the hoodie. Same thing with this. I'm going to let it cool down and then I'm going to give it a cold peel. Alright guys, same thing. I'm going to peel a little side up here, make sure it's peeling. Now I'm going to give it a real fast peel like that. Nothing left on the transfer. Send it under for another one. A little more pressure on it this time. Just to sink it into the shirt. And then that'll be it. And that's full color transfers for very cheap. I got this gang sheet, I believe, for about $25 after shipping and everything. So I'll leave the links to them. Depending your area, Ninja Transfers is close to me. You have Flash Custom Transfers out there. I know TKO's been doing DTF transfers. There's transfer companies all over. Transfer Express does DTF. This is just an easy way to get full color transfers for less money than paying for fully screen printed. So I'm gonna hold these up for you guys so you guys can see what these look like. Alright guys, that was just a quick video for you. I'll hold this one up first so you guys can see it. Just a funny Grinch Christmas shirt. And I'll show you the hoodie too. So check them out if you never, you can even do these with an iron, with a home iron. You don't need a heat press to do DTF transfers. That's how the hoodie came out. So even if you just want to make your own custom shirts and don't want to spend the money on a heat press, you could do it with a home iron. I've done these with the mini Cricut or the mini HTV Ront heat press. I've seen people do them with irons, so there's nothing wrong with doing it that way. If you don't want to, you don't have to go and get all this equipment. You could just use your home iron. So hope you guys like this video. So if you guys would like, comment, subscribe, and I'm gonna keep coming out with some more of this content. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. All right, peace.